We're down at the Somali Mall. We're going to talk to people about what Muslims think about the story of Jesus. What happened to him?
Exactly, I don't know, but I can't tell you. Jesus, blah, blah, blah shit. I don't want to lie to him, you know what I mean?
Every Muslim knows he was not crucified and he was not killed, you know?
I'm also not here alone today. I'm with my friend Armel. I think we're hoping to try some camel milk.
20 years living my life and not knowing that camel milk is a thing that exists.
Cameraman. How's it going, man?
Hello. Very good.
All right, welcome here.
Thank you, sir.
Today we fasting. Are you fasting today?
No.
I'm fasting today.
Okay.
I'm fasting today. I'm fasting today.
You hear me? Yeah.
I'm fasting today and I'm fasting tomorrow.
You know this flag? Do you want to try?
You know this flag?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
It's
It's not friendly the way it's talking to you.
We're doing an interview project. We're just asking Muslims what they think about who Jesus was, what happened to him. We think people on the outside might not know what Muslims believe.
Anything about religion, we like the Imam answer.
Like the Imam
answer any question that you need. So exactly, you will get the correct answer.
Do you think you have the correct answer? Or you...
No, we know, but we like the answer. The Imam answer.
Everybody say talk to the Imam.
We wanted to just the basic story about Jesus. Why Muslims believe about Jesus.
Nobody?
Why do you think some people might be a little bit scared when they see a camera coming through here, like in the Somali Mall and stuff?
If anyone see the cameraman, no. Why? Because they are scaring for the guy. They don't have any identification. I said, I don't care if you are FBI, if you are CIA. I want to help you because I'm not businessman.
I see.
I want to give you a lot of advice, our culture. Saas kama hadlin. Listen. Is drink.
What do you believe about Isa?
Isa is the miracle. He's a messenger. He's not God, you understand? We are not same. The people, the Christianity.
Okay, did he die or what happened? Was he ever crucified? Do you know what's the story with that?
I'm not good at that.
You're not good.
Yeah, because it takes for when you're talking about that, you must learn a lot of the Islam religion.
But have you heard of it before? Like the people are talking about this?
I cannot talk. You can talk to for sheikh, for imam for the masjid, bishop, like bishop Christianity. When you learn for the Islam, it takes time. It's the education. I think 10 years like university.
Do you want to become a sheikh?
Me?
Yeah.
Inshallah is good.
Inshallah.
I hope that.
So we believe in the Quran, and he talks about Jesus a lot. His name is Isa in the Quran. So what we know about Jesus, according to Quran, is he was a prophet. He was sent by God. He did not die like the Christians believe. He did not die on the cross. And he's actually going to come back. He's going to have a second coming. There is some opinions that say there was like another person that was replaced. But that's just an opinion. It's not said in the Quran. So, yeah, that's what we think.
He was crucified and died in the cross. We don't believe it like that. We believe Jesus was raised up. He's still alive. He was never injured. He was never harmed. And nothing happened to him. And his place was replaced by one of the people that wanted to cross him.
Oh, so you're saying that somebody did die on the cross. Somebody was crucified, but it wasn't Jesus. It was somebody who betrayed him.
It wasn't Jesus, yeah. It was one of his betrayers.
So it made it look like it was Jesus. People thought it was Jesus, but it wasn't.
It wasn't Jesus, as per my understanding, yeah.
Okay. And is this what most Muslims believe?
Yes, I believe so.
What does the Quran say about the end of Isa's life?
Isa is kind of perfect. I respect him, you know what I mean?
What happened to the end of his life? Did he die? Did he not die?
He died.
He died.
Yeah. It's like Isa or Nabi Muhammad, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Both of them, they die. Everybody have like own time. I have my own time, you know what I mean? Whatever they say in Quran, I believe in.
Yeah, where do you think like you go after you die?
We're gonna go like process. You know what I mean? If you do like bad thing in this world, you're gonna go to hell. That's how it is. I pray. You know what I pray? I don't asking God for money. I don't asking for riches. I don't asking for famous. You know what? When I pray, I give him my grandmama to go paradise. I don't want to go to hell. That's how I am.
Jesus has a place. He was born in Bethlehem. He has a December 25th, which is celebrated in America. God, he don't have that character. God, he does have a place. He was born. Allah never born. He was placed in the world. Bethlehem, Somalia, America, no place whatsoever. And the Quran, he says, وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا سَلَبُوهُ وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ بَلْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ. Allah, he says, nobody killed him, nobody crucified, بَلْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ.
وما قتلوه وما صلبوه ولكن شبه لهم.
If Jesus was a God, he shouldn't die for your sin. He would give you for your sin forgiveness without dying. And that means he cannot do that. He's a man like you. Every single day I pray 5 times a day asking Allah forgiveness. And you believe in your sin already give it away. Why you go to church for? Who do you worship for? Because you don't have any sin no more. That's impossible.
Just as a quick question, do you know if there's any Muslims who believe that Jesus was on a cross, or do you think all Muslims believe that he was never put on a cross?
I don't see anybody believing that.
Thank you for your time tonight. I know you got to take your kids as well. So
I'm going to see that video in the TV.
Sounds good.
Can we real quick show you a video about well-known Imam in the Islam faith who speaks on this topic and see what you think about it?
Absolutely.
Now, crucified can have two meanings. Basically, if we, let's say we put a person on the cross and for some reason we changed our minds, we don't want to kill him, we take him back down, you might say the person was crucified, meaning that that person was hung on the cross. But in another sense, you might say, no, he wasn't crucified because the whole point of the crucifixion was to kill him by that method. It was a form of execution and we didn't complete it, so he wasn't crucified. So crucified could mean, on the one hand, merely hanging a person on a cross, but on the other hand, it can mean executing the person by means of hanging him on the cross. So when the Quran says in Surah 4, verse 157, مَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ, they killed him not, nor did they crucify him, it seems to be asserting two things. On the one hand, they didn't kill him, and on the other hand, they didn't crucify him. So the Muslim commentators generally took this to mean that the Quran is denying both aspects. On the one hand, the Quran is denying that he was killed. And on the other hand, the Quran is also denying that he was even put on the cross. But then, if he wasn't put on the cross, how do we have all these gospel stories that say that he was put on the cross? And in details that he was there and people were jeering at him and so on. And eventually he was taken down dead, according to the Gospels, and then put in a tomb. And then a couple of days later, he was seen by his disciples who were convinced that he came back to life after having been dead. How do we have all these stories? So the Muslim commentators, having to deal with all of these, said, well, somebody else was made to look like Jesus, and that person was put on the cross. And so that's how all these stories could, people can see him on the cross because it was actually somebody else looking like him. But to many Muslims today, it seems unnecessary to read all of this into the Quranic text. It seems that Surah 4, verse 157, most likely means that while they thought they were completing the job and actually finishing the task of killing him by this means of crucifixion, they didn't actually kill him. Maybe he was in a coma or in a deep state of suspended animation, and eventually he was revived by God.
Where did Muslim scholars get the idea that someone else was made to look like Jesus and crucified instead? This came from a variety of sources, including people of other faiths in the area. Some early Christian groups, not the earliest, mind you, from the 2nd century of Christianity forward, there were Gnostics who believed that someone else was made to look like Jesus. Simon of Cyrene, carrying the cross, was in fact transformed to look like Jesus and was crucified instead. And so this kind of information fed into the Muslim commentaries. Some classical commentators, on the other hand, struggle with the variety of interpretive detail that was given by various commentators. And the best summation of that I have found to be in the Tafsir al-Kabir, the big tafsir, the big commentary, by the pride of the faith, Al-Razi. Now, Al-Razi, after summarizing all of the various interpretations that have been offered by Muslim scholars on this, in the end he concludes by saying these interpretations are contradictory one to another, and in the end only God knows what happens. And I think that is the best Muslim position regarding what happened at the crucifixion.
Yeah, so what's your reaction to maybe some of that? Because one thing I was curious about when I heard that, when he was saying like, maybe only God knows what happened, I was very surprised to hear that.
Right.
Coming from someone like him. So I was wondering, like, are there Muslims that maybe would disagree with what he's saying there? Or like,
I mean, he said in the Quran, it says he was neither crucified nor killed. So that part everybody knows that.
So he was saying what basically what people can mean by crucified is that crucified means you were killed through crucifixion.
Yeah.
So perhaps you could be put on a cross, but if you didn't actually kill the person, right? You didn't finish them off, so therefore you didn't crucify him. That's what he's speculating about. Right. So he's like, in his view, he's like, oh, perhaps Jesus could have been put on the cross. They just didn't kill him. Like, you know, they just didn't kill. Like that idea. Have you heard that? People having that belief?
No, we don't take Shabir Ally as a like a source. You know, like a very like a strong source.
Okay.
So we don't really like follow him like that. So if what he says is agreeing with the Quran, we say, okay, this guy is talking about the truth. If what he says is disagreeing with the Quran, we say, you know, we turn away from it, you know. So that's the base.
Or if here, like in this area, do majority not?
No,
they would say he wasn't put on the cross and he was not killed.
Yeah, majority.
That's what you're used to hearing. Okay,
yeah.
I'm just out of curiosity. Have you read those books before, like the Gospel stories, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or like the letters of Paul?
No.
Okay, so you have.
I have no idea of that.
Is it common to hear people who go and read those books?
No.
Okay.
Well, we say the Quran is like sufficient for us, you know. I mean, Christians, they corrupted their book. That's what we think, you know. They have additions and subtractions and they added stuff, you know. So there is some truth to it. They have a lot of truth in the gospel, and it has a lot of non-truth, you know, like a lot of things that are not true in the gospel. We believe in the Injil. Injil is a specific book or speech given by Jesus, like his speech.
So the Injil was the revelation that God sent down to Jesus. He has sent down to you the book in truth, confirming what came before it. And he sent down the Torah and the Gospel, the Torah and the Injil. Now elsewhere, Allah mentions that the Christians, at the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, they had some of this revelation written down with them. Those who followed the messenger, the unlettered prophet, whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Injil. So somewhere, the Injil or parts of the Injil are written down.
Do you have like a record of this? Do you have this book?
We don't think there's a record of Injil. Okay. People corrupted Injil.
So it's the original one is like lost.
The original one is lost. Yeah. I have no idea what happened to the Injil, but we know he's not here. What is the earliest record of like you guys have from Jesus?
So it would be Apostles Paul's letters, and some of the material in Paul's letters refer back to early creeds that are maybe a handful of years after. Many of those letters date back to between 40 AD, 50 AD, and that's non-Christian and Christian scholars alike sharing that. And he's very clear in that text that's like Jesus was killed and he was crucified.
We don't believe in the story of Jesus because Qur'an came a lot of years from Jesus' time. We believe in the Quran because the Quran, we believe, is the word of God. And God, by extension, God knows everything. I have nothing against Jesus, you know. I believe in him. And I love him a lot. I actually love him a lot. So.
Can I get you some like water? We have some drinks and stuff in the car like
that.
No,
I gotta get going, man. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, brother.
You guys are super nice. Thank you.
If Dr. Shabir Ally believes that Isa was just put on the cross but never was killed because they thought he was dead but he wasn't dead, is that a satisfying answer to you?
Thinking about that or how many possibilities are in there, it's very clear. You know, like once I've seen the ayah which says he was never crucified, neither he was killed, it made like to look like that should be good enough for me.
With the question, story that it could be somebody else that was crucified and not Jesus, as it relates to the disciples, the ones who followed Jesus, do you think the disciples, they were confused? Do you think they didn't truly know who it was?
I really cannot talk about the disciples and their beliefs or what they were talking about at that time. Of what I will just focus is as by my religion and my belief is concerned, he was never killed, neither he was crucified, and he was raised. But like the disciples can believe whatever they want, so I'm not in their shoes, to answer for them.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you,
it's
sir.
a pleasure.
May you have a wonderful day.
Are you talking to Musa or Adam?
Isa.
Isa?
Oh, I've heard the place to get camel milk is caramel.
Oh, caramel.
I told a friend of mine, he said it's better than camel. Yeah, I don't know, I haven't tried. We're looking to get some camel milk. Do you know where I can get that?
Camel milk?
Yeah. But now it's time for some camel milk.
What's that?
Yeah. Okay. You can find
Have it here.
So they only have one place that sells camel milk in this whole mall, and that milk is frozen. So I think the guy went inside and talked to his friend to ask about the secret location where the camel milk is not frozen.
Our country is camel milk. 100% they use for camel milk. You become anytime young, you're strong. Yeah, you don't need any food.
You don't need anything.
Any food, just only.
Camel.
Yeah, camel.
Camel only.
Yeah, camel.
Have you ever lived on a camel only diet?
Begin when you're young.
Oh, I have to start young on
Yeah,
camel milk.
You're not strong. Basically, you're not strong, Armel.
Your calcium is very
It's too late for you.
So I'm too late.
I think it's too late, but it's delicious. Oh my God, it's addicted.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, like beer. Like beer. What is health?
Do you have camel milk?
Yeah. The other market?
The other?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, sir.
Looks like we might have to get frozen one, guys.
There's a picture of a camel. That's gotta be it. Do you have camel's milk?
Yeah.
Here? Yes.
Is it frozen or no? We want fresh. We don't want frozen.
We got fresh here.
Is it okay if we film the experience?
No problem.
This is no frozen. All right. Next to your eggs, you're gonna have some camel milk. Whoa, it feels like thicker. All right, it says shake well because the separation is natural.
Do you see the location?
Yeah, the camel milk is from Missouri. So this is after 20 years of living my life and not knowing that camel milk is a thing that exists. And now I've been told that it's really good, makes you strong. So here's the moment of truth. Let's see how it tastes. I don't smell anything. Now I know why you gotta drink it when you're young. the flavor, you gotta get used to it. It's an acquired taste. All right. What do you think?
Oh yeah. I like the chunks in it. I like cottage cheese chunks, but smaller. It might be like Popeye just shooting muscles out of the biceps pretty soon.
You gotta get used to it.
No, that's very good.
Yeah.
Do you like the camel's meat as well? How do you normally how do people cook and prepare?
They usually use what they call the pressure cooker. They clean it, they put inside, and they put some vegetables. So it's very nice.
So it becomes soft.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
What for now?
Now it's raining.
When the raining come in Islam, they say, thanks God.
Thanks to God, yeah.
God is give me
rahmah.
Rahmah is blessed.
Blessed.
Thank you God, thank you Allah.
Yeah.
This blessed, you see? This rahmah, thanks God Allah.
You say Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, oh my God. You know a lot of things. Thank you.
We're just doing a recap for me on my side where I said that the day actually started pretty intense.
Yeah.
So, and this does not reflect on everybody, but there was one guy who approached us who's actually like quite rude. He was saying like, I'm fasting, are you fasting? Like, you see my bracelet, this is the Somali flag. Do you know what the Somali flag is? And one of the guys, the Soranos that was standing next to him, he's like, don't pay any attention to that guy.
Yeah.
So it was a mix of responses right away. It was actually really fun to have extended conversation. And our friend here, what was your name again? You showing us like where to get camel's milk and then having this conversation. Now you're running camera for us.
Best part of the day.
One of the best part of the day right here.
Yeah.
So
I really enjoyed it to have the different conversation with different people, just meeting the people in the community. Other than that, there was a little bit of confusion because we'll go into the mosque, into the mall, and people will be like, "Oh, they're praying upstairs. Go film." And then some other people, "No, don't go film." You know, like what you said. You know, it was hard to talk to people because sometimes they were like, "Oh, talk to the imam, talk to the sheikh."
And then the sheikh was busy.
The sheikh, we went to the sheikh.
The imam was in his office with like the lights off, so I think he was like taking a nap. We don't know. But we didn't get to talk.
The imam was busy, and
otherwise we would have today.
Yeah, we would have. Now it's raining. It's a blessing.
There we go.
It's a blessing when it rains.
Thank you for coming along on this adventure, and I hope you appreciate the conversations. Ciao. Go get some camel milk.